Thank you so much.
They're on YouTube.
Okay, we're ready to convene, Derek.
Okay, thank you. I'll call this meeting to order. It is 6:02 p.m. on Thursday, September 17th. First, welcome everyone. Good to see you. At least on television. I think the first item of business for tonight is to approve the minutes from our August 17, 2020 meeting. Those were distributed via the laptops, and hopefully everyone has had a chance to review them.
I'll share them.
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you. Are there any corrections or edits, or do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
The motion approved by member Harris, I believe. Is that?
Yeah, Harris.
Yeah.
I second the motion.
Was that member Smedley?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you. All in favor of adopting the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not. The minutes are adopted. Ms. Martin, can you put the agenda back up for us, please?
Sure.
Great. Thank you. So, next item we have is the election of the other officers for the coming year. Our bylaws provide for 4 total officers, the chair, the vice chair, the secretary, and a parliamentarian. And so we'll need to fill those spots this evening. And I guess, and the expectation is that people in those positions rotate up. I think, as I recall, the bylaws provide for 1-year terms and no consecutive terms. So with that, I guess we will talk about the vice chair.
Well, this is Mary Carroll, and I would nominate Nicholas Biskin.
Yeah. Are there any other nominations? If not, I think we can do this by acclamations. So, all those in favor of Nicholas Biskin serving as vice chair, please say aye.
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 Very good. Thank you. The next position is secretary. And I will take any nominations for secretary. Or any volunteers.
Well, good heavens, I'll be secretary. That will probably take up a lot of time, and I am retired.
All right. Very good. Thank you. The next position is secretary. And I will take any nominations for secretary. Or any volunteers. Well, good heavens, I'll be secretary. That will probably take up a lot of time, and I am retired. That work?
I would appreciate opposition.
It doesn't sound like you're going to get any, so I think we can accept Mary Carroll as our secretary by acclamation as well. And the final position up for election is parliamentarian. Mr. Harris, Ms. Smedley,
I can volunteer for parliamentarian.
thank you. And we will accept that, and we will accept Ms. Smedley by acclamation as well. So thank you, Nick, Mary Carroll, and Maria for agreeing to serve in these positions for the year and committing to the board. The next item, and I should have said at the beginning, I think today's meeting will be fairly brief. It was really to address these housekeeping issues and to make sure that everyone has seen the materials on the Davis complaint. We received the complaint, they were uploaded to the iPads on September 2nd. And so I want to be sure that everyone has those and has been, at least to the extent you tried to access the documents, you've been able to do so.
Excuse me, can everyone mute their phone if they're not speaking, please? Thank you.
So has everyone been able to access the complaint and the materials?
I haven't accessed it yet, but I plan to take a look at it this evening.
I've been able to access it.
Very good. Assuming no one has had any trouble accessing it, just a couple of quick reminders. One, by ordinance and by our bylaws, we have 60 days to complete our review of the complaint and reach a decision. 60 days from September 2nd will be November 2nd of this year. So we will need to complete our work on this one by the 2nd of November. 60 days is actually November 1st, but that's a Sunday, so that's why we're November 2nd. Another reminder, according to the bylaws, we are not to discuss the substance of the complaint and outside of our meetings to avoid revealing any information that may be confidential. So please keep that in mind as you're reviewing and considering what you have. Thinking about how we reach a decision and publish it by November 2nd, I wanted to recommend that we get back together at the beginning of October to have a preliminary review of the substance of the complaint. And if at that time we can agree on a conclusion, we can do that and begin preparing a report that will be released publicly. And so what I was hoping that we might consider doing is, now that we are likely to start receiving these on a more regular basis, is establish at least a monthly meeting date so we can have it on our calendars. Everyone knows when we plan to get together and can review these items at that time. If we don't have anything to review, we don't have to meet, but I'd like to have regularly scheduled meetings so we can do it without having to poll each other each time we get together. And so generally, is this a good time? Thursday evenings, 6 o'clock, maybe the first Thursday of the month.
For me, Tuesdays would be better.
Tuesdays are better for you?
Yes.
I'm fine with a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Okay. Is the time okay? Is 6 o'clock? I don't think we want to do it much before 5:30 to allow members of the public who want to attend when we can have meetings in person or observe. But I do want to make sure that the time works for all of us as well.
6 o'clock works for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with 6.
Okay. Nick, Mary Carol, would 6 o'clock on Tuesdays work for you all generally?
Derek, I need to interject one situation that we
That's
have.
right. That's the board meeting, isn't it?
Right, and the support that I have even tonight to air it on YouTube during COVID, and even after that, the room would be occupied.
Oh, I
So
forgot.
that's a challenge, yeah.
So there's a board meeting every Tuesday?
Yes, yes. One's an agenda meeting, right? Yeah.
Every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday is the agenda, and then the official board meetings are on the alternate.
Yeah.
And we have the same support, technical support.
And I can make Thursdays work.
Okay. Nick, Mary Carol, would Thursdays work for you? Generally, I know the calendars can pop up, but generally.
Works fine for me.
Well, then, let's calendar our next meeting for Thursday, October 1st. And from then on, we will plan to meet the first Thursday, or we will schedule a meeting for the first Thursday of the month, 6 o'clock.
Okay? It's great.
A quick question for you.
Sure.
Since we need to respond to this complaint by November the 2nd, will we need to meet again? Do you think we'll need to meet twice before the 2nd?
I'm not sure. I think we will, we may be able to reach some sort of consensus on determination by at our next meeting. And then I think we could finalize the report via email. I don't think we have to meet to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
But if we're not able to reach consensus on the first, then yes, we will need to meet again.
Derek, what constitutes a report?
A letter to the complaining party explaining the decision.
Okay, thanks.
Are there any other questions about that? And I guess, Ms. Martin, I assume that because we haven't had anything else uploaded, there have been no other complaints filed, at least
No.
not.
No other official complaints. I've had a message that there are a couple pending, but until we get an official, there are no others.
Very good. That will allow us to focus on the first one and making sure we do a complete review and are comfortable with the way that we process it and issue a final decision. that is, those are the items that I had on the agenda. One, we needed to do our elections. Two, we need to make sure that everyone can access materials for the complaint and that we can set a time so we can address it within the time period called for by the ordinance. Are there anything that any other member wishes to discuss or wants to raise?
How are we going to determine if we're going to meet in person or do WebEx again?
It's really up to us. I guess I could ask, do we have a preference? It works better for me to meet by WebEx for the time being, but
Yeah, I prefer to meet via WebEx.
Sounds great.
and Ms. Martin, it's not a problem for us, for the city, if we're doing it on Thursdays at this time, is it?
No, there may be a conflict with the planning commission, but I just got a text that said we will divide and conquer, so we'll make it work. And WebEx is fine. We just have to make the public notifications, and ensure that, you know, there's a means in which for them to view the meetings.
Okay.
And YouTube is that mechanism at this point. If anyone asks any of the board members, it is on the City of Little Rock's website via YouTube.
Okay. Very good. Let's see. Anything else anyone can think of? Like I said, this meeting was going to be quick. I will thank Nick, Mary Carol, and Maria again. And we'll send out minutes, and we will plan to meet again on October 1st. And we'll be, at that point, we should be prepared to at least discuss the complaint materials that we have. If there are any questions in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to Ms. Martin directly, and so we can maintain public records of those communications. We'll get everything answered.
And Derek, I will make sure that I notify you when we put information into the repository. So I'll make sure I send out a text or an email to let you know something's there so you guys know to go and look.
Very good. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, everyone. Thanks again for being here. Good seeing you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Be safe.
Thank you.
This meeting's adjourned.